Good morning, students. Students, today I am discussing about the third and most important natural resource, and this is soil. Okay. As we all know that what is soil? Soil is the uppermost surface of the land, which supports the growth of the plant as well as survival of all the living organisms. As we know that soil, what is soil? Soil is formed of unconsolidated particles, and these particles are derived from weathered rocks, organic matter like humus, water, and air. So, actually, if somebody is going to ask you, to how will you define it? So, you can say that soil is the uppermost surface of the land, which supports growth of the plant as well as other organisms, and it is the outermost, as we know that it is the outermost layer, and which is composed of weathered rocks, some organic matter like humus, water, and air. And soil is an important resource, ठीक है, where a diversity of different living organism can occur. And its outermost surface, or the earth's outermost surface which is forming soil, is referred as crust, and it is very much rich in minerals, and these minerals are in the form of the nutrients, and these nutrients are very much essential for the existence of the life. Now today I will tell you that how soil formation occurs and what are the components of the soil. So students, I want to tell you that soil formation, or the process of the formation of the soil, ठीक है, is generally known as weathering of rocks. ठीक है, the formation of the soil depends on the parent rock material. तो जनरली फाइनली जो सॉइल की फॉर्मेशन होती है, जो बड़ी बड़ी रॉक्स होती हैं उनकी वेदरिंग होती है, वो टूटती हैं और उनके टूटने से छोटे छोटे पार्टिकल्स बनते हैं, एंड दीज पार्टिकल्स आर गोइंग टू कन्वर्ट इनटू सॉइल. नाउ आई वांट टू टेल यू दैट कि ये सॉइल कैसी होगी, क्या होगी. इट ऑल डिपेंड्स ऑन द पेरेंटल रॉक, यानी कि पेरेंट रॉक मटेरियल क्या है. ठीक है, एंड किस जगह पे आपकी वेदरिंग हो रही है, उस जगह की क्लाइमेटिक कंडीशंस क्या हैं, टोपोग्राफी क्या है, ये रॉक कैसी है, किस तरह की रॉक है. ठीक है, और इस रॉक में कौन कौन से ऑर्गेनिज्म प्रेजेंट हैं. ठीक है, और कितने ड्यूरेशन तक वेदरिंग चल रही है. ठीक है, ऑल दीज फैक्टर्स आर डिटरमाइनिंग, or these factors are responsible for the formation of the rocks. So I told you that the formation of soil depends on parental rock material, climatic condition of that particular area, topography of the area, and organism present in the soil, and uh, the time duration in which the soil formation occurred. ठीक है, over a long period of time, means thousands of years, millions of the year, the rocks near the surface area can be broken down, and yeah, these are breaking down by various activities. There may be some physical activity, there may be some chemical activity, or there may be some biological activity. And during the long duration of time, maybe thousands of the year, hundreds of the year, millions of the year, the rocks can be break down, and finally they can break down into the fine particles, and these fine particles can be known as soil particles. So I want to tell you that there are various factors which are responsible for soil formation. The first factor is sun. As we know that sun is a main source of heat. ठीक है, so during the sunlight the rocks can heat up, and during the night time when the sun is not there, the rocks can cool down and contract. तो जब आपकी सॉइल गर्म होगी, जब रॉक्स गर्म होंगी सन की हीट में, तो दे विल एक्सपेंड, और जब ठंडी होंगी तो दे विल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट. सो दिस एक्सपेंशन और कॉन्ट्रैक्शन, regular expansion or contraction can create some cracks on the surfaces of the rocks. ठीक है, and ultimately these cracks can become bigger or larger, and finally the rock breaks down into small pieces, and the pieces finally convert into the soil. ठीक है, and the second factor which is responsible for the weathering of the rocks is it is water. Water help in the formation of the soil by two different ways. Now water दो अलग अलग तरीके से आपकी वेदरिंग करने का काम करता है. हाउ आई एम टेलिंग यू दैट. फर्स्ट, while there are some cracks on the rocks due to the expansion and contraction of the rocks due to the sun's heat. So when what happened during the raining time, due to the rainy season, or during the rainy season, the rain water can fill these cracks, fill inside these cracks, and if the temperature increases, so what happens? Sorry, the temperature goes down, so this water can freeze, and the volume of the ice is more greater than the volume of the water, and what can happen? These cracks can become more wider. ठीक है, and secondly we can say that while the strong rain comes down, and along with the rain, ठीक है, the big and the small particle of the rain of the rock can flow to the towards the downstream, and they can convert into smaller pieces and fine particles and can form soil, ठीक है. And the third one is wind. Wind is also responsible for the soil erosion, as we know that, ठीक है. So strong wind can also erode rocks down. They also carry sand from one place to another like the water does. And the last one is called living agent or biological agents. So the different types of living organisms which are present in that particular rock surface also influence the soil formation. I am giving you one example. Suppose there is a layer of lichen which is present in the surface of the rocks, ठीक है, and slowly it intakes the chemical or nutrients from the rocks, and as well as it releases certain chemicals into the rocks uh, which also helps in the breaking down of the surface of rocks, or we can say that it causes the rock surface to powder down, means the rock surface is converted into powder like structure, and it forms a thinner soil. And likewise, when the little bit layer of the soil is there, so small plants can grow there, and their roots can also penetrate the rocks, and it will break down into the smaller pieces, okay. Now finally I am discussing about the component of the soil. The soil is generally a mixture. It contains a small particle of rocks, as well as it also contains a little bit amount of decaying organic matter which is discharged by animals as well as plants, which is called humus, ठीक है. Except it, soil also contains various microorganisms or microscopic life. And finally it contains a huge amount of the nutrient in the form of the minerals, ठीक है, which is very helpful in the survival of life. So I am concluding myself. I hope so you understood today's concept. Once again I will meet you in the next video. Till then, thank you, bye bye, and have a nice day.